So in this video, we're going to talk about the main differences between system software and application software. So to start with, let's have a little chat about what system software is. So system software you'll be quite familiar with, and you probably won't even be aware of it yourself. This is generally the operating system. So if you buy a device like a phone or a laptop or a computer, you will have an operating system installed on there. That could be Windows, Mac, Android, Linux, or another type of operating system. And the operating system itself generally controls the hardware of the computer system itself. So you've got all the different components that work together on a computer system, like CPU and the RAM and everything else. But actually, they don't really work in unison. They kind of exist in their own little, doing their own thing really, and they don't know how to work together. So what the operating system does, it comes along and it tells all these different components how to work together. And manage those different kind of hardware and allow your computer to work as it should. So the operating system is any of these types of OSs we've just talked about. And then as part of system software as well, you've also got utility software. Now, utility software sometimes comes packaged with the OS. Sometimes it's software you install separately. But the whole point of utility software is to basically manage the computer and make sure it's working as effectively as it can in different ways. So, for example, if you want to, compress all your files together to make sure you save space, then that would be compression done by the utility software. If you want to check for viruses, use antivirus software. That again is a utility software. Encryption, when you're sending things to and from your computer, again, that's done by utility software. And disk defrag as well. When we want to save space in our computer and make sure we're making the best use of our hard drives, that again is done by the utility software. So as part of system software, you've got operating system and utility software, and you may be given a question in the exam where it's kind of multiple choice or colour in the lozenge of which is which. Just be aware that these are utility software, and obviously operating system also come under system software. The other thing you need to know about is application software. Now, application software is basically software that allows us as users to complete real-world tasks or complete end-user tasks, as it's known. So imagine like writing a letter or making a presentation or making a poster. They're all things we can do in the real world, but also this is obviously something that we can now use computers to do as well. So these types of software allow us to complete these real-world tasks on a computer system. And a lot of these you'll be familiar with, the likes of Word, Excel, etc. But it's really important in the exam that you don't use brand names and instead use keywords like word processor or image editor or presentation software. We all know what they mean. We all know that's PowerPoint. We all know that's Publisher. That's a type of video editor. But actually, we should keep it more generic as opposed to specific brand names. But there you go. So application software, any one of those types of software that you can think of, which allows you to complete a real-world task on a computer. So if we have some exam questions, describe one difference between system software and application software. Well, the answer to this really is that system software manages the computer hardware. So it manages all the different components, like we said, CPU, etc. Whereas application software allows the user to complete end user tasks, or like I said, real world tasks. Ooh. So my one has gone a bit laggy there. On to the right. Real world tasks. There we go. So that's application software, okay? So there's a clear difference between the two, okay? One is for actually managing how the computer works. The other is just allowing us to actually, just do stuff on the computer. Your computer will still work fine if you don't have Photoshop installed, but it won't work fine if you don't have an operating system installed. That's kind of the crux of it, really. And also, it's important to note that you need system software to allow application software to run, because it creates a platform for that software to run on there as well. Define the term application software. Again, that's already stated here. Allows the user to complete real-world tasks. And then this question here, give 2 examples of application software. You do not need to use brand names. Well, again, that's any of these from the list or any others you can think of, which aren't there in the list. So there we go, guys. So that is application software and system software in a nutshell.